The Mitsubishi Mirage is dead after an 11-year run. So this is an article in the drive.com. And I'll put the link in the description if you want to read the whole thing. But I'm just going to sum this up for you. Then I'm going to give you my opinion on this whole situation. So they're going to stop making this Mitsubishi Mirage. It had a base price of about $18,000. So that makes the Nissan Versa the last new car you can buy in America for under $20,000. So the spokesman for Mitsubishi said the Mirage is being discontinued in the US market and there will not be a 2025 model. So they're going to stop making this later on this year. They think they have enough stock at dealerships, so you'll still be able to buy one up until summer of 2025. So this vehicle got 39 miles per gallon. It had a 1.2-liter engine and a curb weight of about 2,084 pounds. That is tiny. It made 78 horsepower with 74 pound-feet of torque. The thing with these really low cost cars is they don't make a lot of money every time they sell one. So they got to sell a whole bunch of them in order to make it profitable for the OEM. And I guess they didn't sell enough of them to continue making it. Now, I'm going to read what Consumer Reports wrote about this. So in this magazine, they rank the new cars. They talk about the best and worst of them. And they did not have a lot of nice things to say about this vehicle. Look, this is what they said. Its rock bottom sticker price and thrifty fuel economy of 37 miles per gallon overall conjure an image of a practical and economical runabout. But that mirage quickly dissipates when driving this teeny tiny car. The weak, vibrating three-cylinder engine that delivers sluggish acceleration and a raspy chorus of lament. Who's writing this article? Shakespeare? Just get to the point. In the end, there is no compelling reason to buy a Mirage, and for the same price, many much better used cars are available. Wow, so they really didn't like this vehicle. So in the back of this magazine, they also list the weight here. The weight of the Mitsubishi Mirages for this year anyway was 2,085 pounds. That is the lightest car I could even see in this whole list of like every car that's even made in America. This car was even lighter than the Mini Cooper, which came in at 2,700 pounds. The problem with this car is it is too light. Every other vehicle on the road is way, way bigger than this car. You know what that means? If you get in an accident with one of these other vehicles, you are going to be annihilated. There is absolutely no reason why anybody should buy this vehicle. Weight is very important in accidents. Just because these cars, quote unquote, pass the crash tests, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're just safe. When they do crash tests, they only do a few different scenarios. But when you're on the road, there's millions of different ways that a crash could turn out. Since this is the lightest vehicle on the road, you are always going to be at a disadvantage in like just about every accident you could possibly think of. It doesn't matter if you're a safe driver or not. Let me tell you, this guy that I work with, he has like a giant work van. He was just sitting at a light, like waiting to turn left, and somebody out of nowhere just came and ran right into the back of his van. They weren't sure if that person like had some type of medical emergency and that's why they weren't paying attention. They don't know because that person is no longer alive. So my friend that I'm talking about, he was hurt in the crash, but he survived it and he was just out of work for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks. But the guy in the other car gone. And if he had been in a little tiny car like this, he would have been gone too. He would have gotten crunched with no captain. Let me show you a video of the crash test for the Mitsubishi Mirage. All right, so look at that. Now look at the A pillar. When you see the A pillar collapse, that part is supposed to stay strong. All right, the A pillar is okay in that crash test. But yeah, when the A pillar crush, see, look right there, right there. That's when you are done. You are toast after that. Boom. And these are just look at this little thing that's hitting it. That's like maybe the size of a little small crossover or something. If you get hit with something big, imagine you get hit with a pickup truck. Look at that. Right, look at that. The A pillar. When the A pillar goes, you're done. So that video was by the IIHS, Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Now, these are just little barriers that are hitting this little car. If you get hit by a giant pickup truck or a van or just a mid-sized car, but you are toast. It's over. And you know what? Just because you feel like you cannot afford an expensive new car, that doesn't mean that you can't get a really good used car. There's a lot of good used cars that you could get for under $20,000. I talk about them in some of my videos. What is the best year series? When I talk about the Toyota Corolla, the Ford Edge, Toyota RAV4. A lot of these cars, you can get them for under $20,000. Once you get better at buying used cars, some of that fear will go away to where you don't have to get a new car. Just because you don't have a lot of money does not mean you need to buy a little tiny unsafe car, and that's just the rules of physics. That's not me being a hater, okay? It's force equals mass times acceleration. The less mass that you have, the worse that accident is going to be for you and the people inside of your car. And for God's sakes, do not put any children in the back seat of this car. If they get rear-ended by something, man, it's over. Good riddance. I'm glad they stopped making this car. It was super tiny, and that is not what we need in America. We need bigger cars, and that's just the way it is. I'm sorry. If you want to be the safest, get a bigger modern car. I don't like any of these little tiny cars. Even the old school Honda CRV from like 1985. Like, don't drive that either. Try to avoid all these little tiny cars. They are unsafe. And that's not me just being a hater. That is me living on planet Earth in America in 2024. The time of the tiny car is over. Say goodbye. And if you own one of these cars, I recommend you sell it and get something bigger. And that's all I got to say for you today. I'm sorry if it sounds harsh, but it's the truth. So let me know what you think about this. Are you happy that the Mitsubishi Mirage is now gone like a mirage in the desert? Or are you sad that there's only one super cheap car in the US now, and that is the Nissan Versa? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for tuning in and have a good one.